The sun had just begun to spill its gold upon the plains of Kurukshetra. The battlefield was strangely silent, as if the earth itself held its breath between two eternities. The clang of armor, the neigh of horses, the glint of 1,000 spears, all stood still before the storm of destiny. Arjuna stood at the center, his heart heavy, his breath shallow. Around him stretched a sea of warriors, faces he knew, hearts he once loved. But now, all seemed distant, unreal. His bow, the mighty Gandiva, hung limp in his hand. "Krishna," he whispered, his voice breaking through the air like a trembling leaf. "My mind is like a fortress under siege. My senses are the enemies within. How can peace exist in this chaos?" Krishna, the Eternal One, stood beside him, serene, radiant, clothed in the color of dusk and dawn. His eyes, deep as the cosmos, reflected both compassion and power. He smiled gently. "Arjuna," he said, his voice calm like a river flowing through mountains, "you speak of a fortress. Yes, your mind is such a fortress. But the gates are wide open and the guards asleep. The senses rush out. They bind you to the world, to sound, touch, sight, taste, and smell. Yet the wise man, the knower, closes those gates, keeping the soul within untouched, free." Arjuna turned, confusion still clouding his eyes. "But, Krishna, how does one live thus? How can I fight, speak, breathe, act, yet not be bound by it all?" Krishna looked toward the horizon. "By knowing who you truly are." The wind stirred the dust, and the first rays of the sun kissed their faces. "A man of knowledge," Krishna continued, "dwells within his body as one who dwells within a city of 9 gates, yet he neither acts nor causes to act. He knows, I am not this body, nor this mind, nor the senses that wander. He is the witness, pure, still, infinite." Arjuna lowered his gaze, his heartbeat echoing through the silence. Somewhere deep inside, a faint light flickered, a light he had long forgotten. The chariot rolled forward slowly, its wheels whispering against the dust. Krishna's voice flowed on, calm and luminous, weaving truth into the air. "The fool thinks, I am the doer. He thinks his actions make the world move. But, Arjuna, the wise know, the self does nothing. Nature performs all actions, driven by the 3 gunas, sattva, rajas, and tamas, clarity, passion, and inertia. The soul, pure and eternal, merely observes." Arjuna frowned, gripping his bow tighter. "Then am I not responsible, Krishna? If nature does all, what am I? A puppet?" Krishna smiled, his eyes glimmering. "No, Partha. You are not the puppet. You are the witness, the light that reveals the play. The puppets dance, the stage shifts, but you, the seer, remain unmoved. The wise see this truth and find peace." He paused, looking at the rising smoke of the battlefield. "The ignorant chase the fruits of action. They seek reward, praise, or escape. But the jnani, the knower, acts without desire. He sees work as play, the world as reflection, and himself as nothing but light." A cool wind passed through the chariot, lifting the banner high. Arjuna closed his eyes and breathed deeply. For the first time, he began to feel the distance between himself and the storm within. As the chariot stood beneath a great peepal tree, Krishna's form seemed to shimmer in the sunlight. His presence was both near and infinite, like a reflection of the universe in a drop of water. "Arjuna," he said softly, "as fire burns wood into ashes, so does knowledge burn ignorance into nothingness. The fire of Jnana is not of destruction, it is of awakening. When the light of understanding rises, darkness dissolves by its own nature." Arjuna's eyes widened. "But this fire, how does it ignite? Through worship? Through austerity? Through renunciation?" Krishna's laughter was gentle, almost musical. "Not through outward acts, but through seeing truly. The ignorant see difference between self and others, between doer and deed. The wise see unity, all beings in the self, and the self in all beings. He looked at Arjuna, his voice now deep and solemn. Such a one acts, yet does not act. He gives, yet claims no merit. He teaches, yet owns no students. His every action becomes a sacrifice offered to the fire of pure awareness. The air shimmered as though the words themselves carried light. Arjuna's heart throbbed. Something within him was breaking, yet it felt like release. Krishna, he whispered, if I could see the world as you do, I would never fear again. The day grew brighter, the battlefield glowed like molten gold under the sun. Yet within Arjuna's heart, an ocean of silence began to spread. The cries, the horns, the trembling, they seemed distant now, like echoes from another world. Krishna, he said softly, you speak of detachment, of stillness. But how does one live in this world, to love, to fight, to serve, and still be untouched? Krishna turned his gaze to the horizon, where armies shimmered like mirages. As the lotus lives upon the water, yet is not wet by it, so must man live in this world, Arjuna. Let action arise, but let the mind rest in me. Let the hands move, but the heart remain free. He raised his hand toward the sky. The Jnani works for the welfare of the world, not for reward. He neither grasps nor rejects. He neither exalts in gain nor sinks in loss. His joy flows from the eternal, not from what perishes. Arjuna looked at Krishna's radiant face. Such peace, does it truly exist? Krishna smiled, the kind of smile that seemed to belong to eternity itself. Yes, Partha, in him who has mastered himself. He whose senses are subdued, whose mind is silent, whose heart knows no hatred, no desire. Such a man lives in bliss even amidst battle. The words sunk deep into Arjuna's soul. He felt as if the walls of his inner fortress were dissolving, revealing a boundless light beyond. The battle drums thundered once again, but Arjuna heard them differently now. They were no longer a call to fear, they were the rhythm of life itself. Krishna spoke as if the sound was part of his song. He who has conquered himself, who sees friends and foes alike, who looks upon all with the same eye, Brahman itself dwells in him. Arjuna's eyes glistened. Krishna, when one sees all as the self, when all boundaries dissolve, what becomes of him? He is free, Krishna said, his tone like the whisper of eternity. Free while living. His body acts, yet his soul rests in peace. His mind plays in the world, yet his heart abides in me. He sees no division, no mine or thine, no joy or sorrow, no birth or death. He is the ocean into which all rivers of experience flow, calm, full, unending. A tear fell from Arjuna's eye. He was not sad, he was awakening. Then this is Jnana Yoga, he murmured, the path of knowing, to live untouched by the world, to see through its illusion, to act in truth. Krishna nodded gently. Yes, my friend, to know, not through the mind, but through being. That is the wisdom of the ages. That is freedom. The first arrows soared through the sky. The battle had begun. Yet Arjuna, standing upon his chariot, was still, utterly still. Krishna held the reins, guiding both horses and fate itself. His golden crown caught the morning light, his calm undisturbed amidst the chaos. As the wind roared and the earth trembled, Arjuna raised his bow once again. His heart, once a storm, was now an ocean of peace. Krishna, he said, I understand now. To act, yet not to cling. To love, yet not to possess. To live, yet not to fear. This is the way. Krishna smiled, and for a moment, time itself seemed to bow before that smile. You have seen Arjuna, the one who knows, lives even in death. He who is bound by nothing is free everywhere. The chariot leapt forward, wheels slicing through the dust. The battle raged, but within Arjuna there was only light. No hatred, no desire, no confusion, only the vast awareness of the self. Above them, the sky blazed with the brilliance of dawn. And in that divine moment, as the worlds collided and destiny unfolded, the light of knowledge, Jnana, shone brighter than 1,000 suns. If you like our work, then do like, subscribe, and share the channel.